Sponsored by the Big 98, Nashville's #1 for new country and the home of the Bobby Bones Show.
We're so pleased to have award-winning modern country music artist, singer, songwriter. He does it all. Cade, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you, Eric. It's great to be here with you.
You know, you and I have been bumping into each other at different, guitar shows and everything else for years.
Yes.
And so finally I get you on the show, and you got this ridiculous award that you got this past Christmas for Holiday Hideaway. I was listening to the song. What a great song.
Thank you so much. It was great. It was a wonderful co-write here in Nashville, and really got to accept the award in Jacksonville, Florida, which was really nice.
Yeah,
and,
that's horrible weather there.
It is.
Yeah,
and,
compared to other places you travel to.
It really is. You're right. And it feels like San Diego there, at some points. It's obviously you got to go at the right time of year, because otherwise you're sweating.
Well, you got, and we're going to talk about your songs first, but we're going to talk about your awards after that. But you had a big 2023 with Barbecue, with your Kenny Chesney song,
Yes.
with Amazing Grace, all these other singles that came out this past year, and you're looking to make 2024 even bigger, right?
Yeah, really excited. Amazing Grace got up for the Song of the Year for a Grammy. It was considered, which was great.
What a fun song.
It really is great. And also Good Years, which is another
I was going to bring that up also.
Wonderful song.
It's on your Spotify playlist.
It is
on
my Spotify,
there.
yes.
See?
And so wrote that one for NASCAR, and just a lot of wonderful songs that we got to write in 2023, and it was a great year.
And a brand new song that released in January.
Yes, brand new song called Love Louder, and just really excited about that song continuing to do great things.
And so I got to ask you this, Stephen, because every artist operates differently, and certainly you've been very successful, especially in the past 3 to 5 years, to where, do you try to release a song a month? I mean, what is your method?
Well, at this point, I'm just trying to write the best songs I possibly can,
right?
With great songwriters here in Nashville, and just just enjoy the ride. I'm not trying to make a certain regimen of I want to write a song and release it a month. It's nothing like that. It's more like write songs, and when when the songs feel like they need to speak to the audience, I feel like it's time to release them.
Well, and you mentioned that you've had music placement on NASCAR. I've got to also bring up CMT, GAC, ESPN. You've had a lot of great music placement.
Yes, I have.
That doesn't hurt.
It doesn't, and it's great. I mean, obviously, music is so powerful. We can talk more about that later. But I mean, bottom line is, music is used for so many different mediums.
It seems like, I kind of feel like following you on social media, it's like a Where's Waldo with Stephen. Because it's like you're always traveling and playing all these different shows all around the country. And I know even, this year, to where, you've got a huge U.S. tour, but also in the latter part of this year, you're going overseas.
I am. I'm gonna. We've been contacted by a promoter in Sweden, and that's what started the whole fire, which is a good fire. I mean, we've been to already, Italy and Germany and UK, Ireland, and played in Omagh, Ireland, and just some wonderful places, and looking forward to getting back there.
Well, and certainly, you've played, so many places around Nashville, including, the Bluebird and the Listening Room and everything else, and headlining your own shows. But also, I got to brag on you a bit. You've shared stage with a few big names, like Jason Aldean, Keith Urban. I mean, the list goes on and on. What does that feel like for you as an artist, Stephen?
That is a great accomplishment, and it's just you get inspired by people like Keith Urban and Eric Church, and you see their whole just presentation, their operation, the way they carry themselves, even on and off stage, and it's a great thing to see somebody who's adored so much and so talented and so well known have humility at the same time.
But also being on stage with them and being able to share your music to their audience and get new fans like you've been doing.
100%. Yeah, I love that.
Because, I mean, they don't have the Cade crew. You do.
Yeah, that's right.
And it's like, hey, they're like, Urban and, Church are going, I could use a few of those fans.
Yeah, they could. Well, I think in country music and music alone, it cross-pollinates. But yes, 100%. It's so wonderful to stand on stage, on a big stage, and be able to perform, at the highest level that you can.
Well, I've got to ask you about this, because especially listening to your new tracks, and I've listened to your music over the years, and you've got, great songs and award-winning songs and everything, and like we talked about the placement. It sounds like the new tracks are even better. Where are you recording and mixing these? Because my personal ear, it seems like a better job of like, with your vocals. It seems like your vocals
Thank
are
you
sitting
for
on top
noticing
more
that.
with the latest songs. A new recording studio?
Well, I've always kind of liked to experiment with different producers, but I have my go-tos,
Yeah.
and I do work quite a bit with Ilya Tushinsky, and a lot of people know Ilya in
Right.
town. And so
Well known.
we get to start to lay the foundation together, and then from there, I've done recordings with with Jonathan Crone on doing vocals with him, and
Oh, yeah.
and really one song I can think of, I did a recording called "Sure Feels Good" with Billy Smiley. I don't know if you
Yeah,
know Billy.
totally.
He was in Whiteheart at one time, and so just really get to rub shoulders with fantastic talent
Right.
here in Nashville.
Well, and also, I mean, I think the hard part for you as a songwriter too, and you were talking about co-writes, Stephen, but it's like, which songs do you keep and which songs do you release to other artists? Because once again, it doesn't hurt if a major artist records your song
Yeah.
and you're listed on there.
Or even an emerging artist that
Right.
will be a major artist, and I've had multiple.
How do you pick and choose those?
Yeah, there's only so much music that you can release. Obviously, we'll tell that to Elvis and tell that to Garth, right?
Yeah, right.
I mean, which
Yeah,
is
or Dolly.
That blows my mind sometimes when I think about how much music
Yeah.
Elvis recorded in just a little bit of
Right,
time.
right.
But yeah, it's possible. I think just though today, back then, there was not as much information being pushed out. Today, there's 100 times.
Well,
more.
I think you've been very mindful also. I mean, with over 50 published songs yourself, it seems like, and certainly with choosing the ones that fit your voice, it seems like you really have handpicked those.
I have.
Because, I mean, your voice sounds so great. I mean, just like on Barbecue, and Goodyear and Amazing Grace and all that. It's like your voice,
Thank you.
The past hits that you've had this past year in 2023 just sound so good. And to me, it seems like an evolution for you.
It is an evolution. I mean, I'm always trying to up the game, and I'm always trying to get better
Right.
at my craft. And that is one of the most, I think for any musician or artist, I mean, I'm hoping that that's like forefront in their mind.
Right.
Because when I think of great artists that came before us, like Prince, I'll just throw that name
Totally.
out there for
Oh
a
my
second.
gosh, yes. Huge fan.
Really, when you think about his abilities of what he could do, with any instrument, and then of course sing and dance, and
Right.
and be his. I mean, I'm just picking one artist
Right,
out
totally.
of the pop, but that's one artist that has influenced me in terms of knowing that there is plenty of room to grow.
I think for all of us. Yeah, I mean, certainly. I mean, I feel the same way. It's like, talking with the team, with doing the interviews, it's like you always want to do each one better. You want to be more engaging. You want to showcase the artist better.
Yes.
And that takes prep and work, and
does.
trying to hone those skills. But speaking of which, you started playing guitar in high school.
Yes, I did, and more so even right out of high school.
And so did the songwriting start then too?
Yeah, I did, right out of high school. And really, I got super inspired at the guitar because my first manager was Floyd Rose.
Right.
And
The
so-
Floyd Rose.
The Floyd
The
Rose.
inventor of the Floyd Rose that
Yes.
goes on guitars.
Yeah, and so
Eddie Van Halen may have helped make them a little popular. Yeah. Nice. That guy was your manager.
that guy was my man. And what was interesting is Floyd was close to Eddie, and
Very.
and really a lot of Judas Priest and a lot of these guys that and I got to spend time in his home with his family, and got to
What an icon.
spend a lot of time with Floyd actually, which was really good at the very beginning of my career because I realized he would take us to NAMM,
Right.
and when we'd walk around NAMM, Floyd was like a kind of
yeah.
he was this rock star.
He was a total rock star.
He was a
You
rock
and I were
star.
talking. That's where you and I first met, was at a NAMM show years ago.
Yeah.
And where it's like, yeah, those people, like Floyd Rose, it's like Seymour Duncan, list goes on and on. Paul Reed Smith, it's like,
Yeah.
Andy Powers,
Yeah.
Bob Taylor. It's like those guys are the rock stars.
They are.
And that's what's so fun.
It is. It's really
But have
neat.
that guy as your manager and the stories.
The picking, the brain was unbelievable in terms of his engineering. I mean, he was working on 3D stuff before anybody. He built the first digital studio in Southern California at that time.
How amazing. And you growing up, I believe in Texas, right?
Yes. Yeah. Born and raised in Houston.
Yeah, in Houston, Texas. And then, you were out in California. Then you made the leap here to Nashville.
Yeah.
with the family, and you're not leaving Nashville.
No, we're not. We're not leaving Nashville. Unless we move to Sweden. I don't know. I mean, but,
You know, Dahl, Sweden.
there
know?
you go.
Yeah, there's a tie in
IKEA,
there.
Volvo. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, Spotify, all these things. But yeah. So, but other than that, no, we really love Nashville. Nashville is. Has got so much creativity, so much energy, and it's very well geographically located.
Totally. Well, now I wanted to talk about your charity too, because you and I touched on that the other day, to where you're really getting guitars into vets' hands. Let's talk about this charity, and I mean, it's really expanded.
Yeah.
Into what, 16 states, and I mean, how many hundred guitars you've given away?
Yeah. Well, we started a foundation. It was inspired just by prayer, really. We're believers, and we want to give back, and the Bible says, "Give and it will be given unto you." And so we just thought, what do I have to offer? Well,
Right.
I write songs, I play guitar, and so I met a gentleman by the name of Brent Yates, and he encouraged me and kind of helped get the foundation started. And since then, October 21, we visited our first homeless shelter at the Rathgaber Center in Austin, and we donated a guitar, and since then we've been to over 80 shelters.
How amazing.
And so I've personally gone to the shelters, toured them, met the residents, met the staff. We've donated a guitar for them to use like a library book.
Right.
And now we're heading into more even helping veterans, which is amazing. We've been teaming up with different organizations like the Veterans Connection, and
also you do song work
and
with them too.
song work as well.
Yeah, to where you do the songs with the veterans.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of therapy and healing in writing songs
Definitely.
and playing guitar.
Always.
And for us guitar players who can just check out for a couple hours. and
It is the best therapy, and once again, with the people that you're helping, through the giving guitars, and also through the songwriting, now helping out vets also. To me, playing music, being a part with the music, and even listening to music like yours is such a gift and such a therapy.
It is a gift, and giving guitars now is getting a lot bigger. It's going worldwide. We're even looking into going into Canada and possibly opening up a chapter in Canada. So yeah, givingguitars.org. That's a way to find us, and we do accept donations. We're thankful that we do monthly donations.
Right.
It's all sponsored by people who I meet inside of sort of the Cade crew, right?
Right.
And so that's how we are able to keep that on the go.
Well, I got to bring this up too, because I mean, once again, when you're touring all the time, you got to have some gear, and you are endorsed by Taylor Guitars.
Yeah.
How many years have you been with them?
They're a while. I've known a few Taylor guitar folks, and they're wonderful people there in San Diego. I've been there many times.
I haven't toured the factory yet.
Yeah, I've been to the factory, but I've also been to the luthier station there at Taylor, and there's been some amazing luthiers that I've known over the years that are they're giants in the industry. But yeah, overall, Bob Taylor I've met, and know, and then Tim, who's been a staple there for a long time.
Definitely.
And even his predecessors, I knew people like Bob Rabonis. I mean,
Oh, me too. I'm still friends with Bob. Yeah.
So I'm just
Speaking of which.
I mean, back in the day.
Yeah.
I mean, people. I was I was 2 years old, but yeah. So, but nevertheless, that company is obviously one of the top companies, hands down, for acoustic guitars.
And you've been endorsed by them. I mean, along with Elixir, Dunlop, so many others.
Yeah, Levy's, LD Sound, LD Systems, which is a wonderful.
It's nice to have that support of your music, particularly as much as you tour.
Oh, you got to have it. You got to have those sponsors. Thank you to Dunlop. Thank you to Levy's and Kaiser Capos as well. And just definitely you need, as a musician, you're going to need your tools.
You've got to have them, and they are tools. That's the thing. It's like, and they have to work right, play right. Particularly as much songwriting as you do. Writing constantly. Everything has to function right.
Yeah, now I've got my board that I take I got a looper on it, and I've been looping for years.
Yeah.
But I use the boomerang, and I use Exact Tone Solutions here in Nashville has helped me put together the board that I love, and and I've also got a little travel board that I can stick under the plane.
The fly board, for fly dates. Which you're going to have a lot of later this year.
Oh, we're going to have them. It's going to be good. I'm excited.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm so thrilled with the new music, but also, if you're looking for some songs to add, check out, Stephen's past catalog, especially this last year, because I love, from the Holiday Hideaway, Barbecue, your Kenny Chesney song, Good Year, Amazing Grace, the list goes on and on. It seems like you're really hitting your stride.
Oh, it's wonderful. I'm loving it, and music is coming, and I came here to Nashville to just get inspired. And I have been, so.
Yeah, I think you've been inspiring others. I want to make sure for our viewers, Stephen, with your website, with social media, everything else, where do the viewers need to go?
Well, you can go to StephenCade.com. That is the first place that will get you to YouTube. I really encourage people to go to YouTube and subscribe to my YouTube channel, to Spotify, of course, Pandora, Amazon Music, Apple Music, all the normal distribution channels. But also go to givingguitars.org. We'd really appreciate your support there. But other than that, just come out to a show, or I'd love to play a show for you.
Yeah, catch him live, because you're going to enjoy that the most, because I've seen him live, and he's just full of energy, and you got a host of new songs to roll out now. More coming this year.
More coming.
That we can't even talk about.
No.
But they're coming.
They're coming.
Well, I'll tell you what, the music, I think, it just keeps getting better, Stephen.
Thank you.
And congratulations on the awards. You also won a wine award. I mean, geez.
Yeah, I've been.
I want to win one of those.
Yeah, the Wine Country Music Awards. Yeah, I've won the Durango, of course, the Josie Music Awards at the Grand Ole Opry for Best Modern Country Artist. But yes, thankful to have hit some really good milestones.
Yeah, I think this year's going to be bigger.
I'm believing so.
Be sure and add him to your playlist, however you consume music. Also visit his website and donate to Giving Guitars, and be a part of that. It's a great charity helping put guitars into people's hands. Stephen Cade, thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you so much, Eric. Appreciate it.
Sponsored by the Big 98, Nashville's #1 for new country and the home of a Bobby Bones Show.